And we see this dead skeleton, chat. Skelly. He's like, hey, bitch, you got the time? She's like, no time. He goes, yeah, I should know. I'm dead. And he's crushed by the Raiders of the Lost Ark boulder, chat. She exits the car. 1-1 is also safe, chat. And then and she's still frustrated because she checks her hand, still at the same number. She's like, what the fuck? Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video.
Infinity Train.
Sorry, chat, I pulled a Kirk Cameron. We'll go ahead and get into my review for Infinity Train Episode 3, chat, the Corgi car. So, chat, we start off at the start of a new goddamn car. Tulip, she's gotten 1-1 back from the cat after the events of the beach car episode, and so their bond has continued to strengthen over time, but Tulip still doesn't understand what the point of the number is on her hand. It has not changed yet, chat. She has been through many cars since then. And so at this point, she's thinking, honestly, if I just, go from car to car as quickly as possible, then clearly my number will go down. She's trying to figure out causality, chat. What causes the number to go down? If the number goes down, am I free of the train? If it goes up, am I free of the train? She just does not know. But what she does know, chat, she needs to go to the conductor. She needs to get there as fast as possible, chat. The problem is, it's the Infinity Train. So there is many cars, possibly infinity cars, chat. It's crazy. So it's taken her some time to travel, chat. She's been on the Infinity Train for at least a week, I believe, at this point. So parents have already probably called the police, chat, and the FBI, and have been investigating her disappearance, chat. Of course, as we all know, she wanted to go to Oshkosh Decoding Video Game Camp, but that ain't happening, chat. Oshkosh is way in the distant past at this point. She's just trying to get off this goddamn train. And she goes through all these various cars, chat. The first one she starts off, this music car. Beautiful music car. It's like a giant keyboard, yellow brick road, if you will, shit. Floating violins and shit. Floating sax man shit. I still believe. You see a lathered oiled sax man, chat, in the distance screaming, I believe, as he plays on that saxophone as 1-1, because, Tulip is like, okay, 1-1, time me, because she's trying to get all these cars done, like, within, like, a minute or less than, chat. She's like, time me, but 1-1 is a fucking idiot, and he has two different personalities, chat, and she's like, are you gonna start counting? He goes, oh, yes, 3, 2, 1, go, Miss Tulip, and she fucking starts running, chat, and, it's all, she steps on the keys, it's like fucking big, chat, they're all making noises. She goes to that one goddamn car, chat. She goes, boom, in record time, chat, less than a minute. But she didn't accomplish the task in the car, and the number didn't go down. She's like, She goes to the next car, chat, and it's the Monster Mash car, chat. And the monster's like, you want to mash with us? She's like, I don't have no time, get him away from me. And she starts fucking punching all the monsters in the face. And one's like, sorry that we're hitting you. And they're like, it's terrible, chat, it's terrible. And they get through that car, the number does not change. She's like, fuck. And then she goes through another door, chat. It's the Indiana Jones car. And there's a whole bunch of dead Indiana Jones's, chat, and you get the boulder from Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's chasing after Tulip, and one's moving as fast as possible. And we see this dead skeleton, chat. Skelly. He's like, hey, bitch, you got the time? She's like, no time. He goes, yeah, I should know. I'm dead. And he's crushed by the Raiders of the Lost Ark boulder, chat. She exits the car. 1-1 is also safe, chat. And then she's still frustrated because she checks her hand, still at the same number. She's like, what the fuck? What does this mean? What does this mean? 1-1's like, I don't know, Miss Tulip. I have no idea. And 1-1's like, maybe you're gonna die. Because they both have very diametrically opposed personalities. Chat. One's very positive and whimsical and stupid. The other one is very morbid, but slightly more intelligent, chat. She's like, I just don't get it. And so she opens the door to the next car, chat, and she is presented, chat, with this beautiful landscape filled with Greco-Roman architecture. He goes, whoa, is this like a Roman Greek car? Is she gonna see a whole bunch of naked guys clothed in loincloths, chat? Much greased, lathered in grease, much like the oiled sax man from the music car, chat, from, the Lost Boys / music car? No, chat. What she sees is a field filled with the most adorable English Welsh corgis you ever saw. It's like, aww. And we see this, but chat, They're very articulate. These aren't ordinary super cute schmush English Welsh corgis. No, chat. They have built a society, chat. They are an intelligent species on the level of humans, if not beyond, chat. And she hears these fucking trumpets just being blown, and we see these corgis carrying the King Corgi, chat. King Atticus, chat. And he presents himself in front of Tulip. And who voices this Corgi, chat? Goddamn Ernie Ghostbusters Hudson, chat. Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters. It's like, whoa. And he fucking kills it in this role, chat, the entire time. This was actually, for those who don't know, this was the pilot episode for the series. So Cartoon Network and, you know, their various YouTube channels, I think it was Cartoon Awesome maybe, where they would actually have these premises. They would show them online and see how people would react to them, chat. Infinity Train was one of those ones. And they had, like, the animation for the most part was a little different. Well, I mean, one was the same. Atticus was the same. The whole world, the Infinity Train was a little slightly different. The cars changed over time. But certain cars, like the Corgi car, vary the same. It's pretty much shot for shot the same episode. The exception of Tulip, who went through a redesign. That's really what it is. And it's a great, I recommend watching that pilot episode, getting like kind of into the series, like what it's all about and like the characters so far. It was very much a, hey, here's a working concept. And they, instead of making the first episode, they wanted to expand it, give Tulip a bit of a background and everything. So they made it the third episode, chat, introducing the final member of their trio with Atticus. Atticus, you're like, oh, thankfully, Chad, he's not an evil ruler. He's not. Ernie is the goat, Chad. Ernie Hudson does such a great goddamn job. Ashley Johnson does voice the character of Tulip Olsen, Chad. Also voices the character of MT. But I want to get too far ahead of myself. Can't get too far ahead of myself, Chad. MT is a very important character, both for this season and the second season, Chad. Love the second season. So great. Can't wait to start reviewing that one for you guys and doing commentaries for them. Atticus presents himself in front of Tulip. Thankfully, Chad, he is a very kind and just ruler. And he says, welcome, fellow two-legged individual in small round ball. This is the kingdom of the Corgis. Please let me show you around. And she's like, sure. And she's observing all these different things, Chad. They've mastered their domain, Chad. Mastered them. Not only have they mastered Greco-Roman architecture, Chad, they have these feeding stations for Corgis. So when they push up their bowls, they get their favorite dog food. They get their favorite water. Oh, it's wonderful, chat. They have these sunspots where these little corgis can sun themselves. It's beautiful, chat. And, not Ashley, but Tulip, she's asking all these questions, like, how many corgis are here? And he's like, we are 400 strong and 399 cute, except for ugly Ashley. And we cut to ugly Ashley, chat, and she's this beautiful, majestic stallion of a dog. But apparently, chat, because she's taller than all of them and is just, like, so majestic and magical, it's, well, you're not cutie and cuddly. And he goes, ugh. So no one wants to breed with Ashley, chat. No one wants to spread her genes, chat. And to, you got to keep the Corgi fucking bloodline pure. So it's like, that's a little fascist, Atticus. I'm a little concerned about that, chat. I wonder if we eventually get season 7, will become a fascist dictatorship, chat, in Corginia. I don't know. We'll see. But they're showing them all, though, around the place. They take them to the sunning spots, see all these little puppy corgis. They're like, yeah, they're having a great time. One is saying, the sun will burn out someday. And they're like, what? It's saying this to a whole bunch of puppies. We're all gonna fucking die. And they're like, whoa. Atticus is like, stop that. Tell your round ball to stop that. He's like, one, please. And he's like, sorry. And he goes back to Tulip. But then, oh no, Chad, all of a sudden, the earth begins to rumble, and they see that the water from the nearby river, Chad, is starting to overtake a number of the Greco-Roman, structures, and she's like, holy shit, and all the corgis are fucking trying to get away from it and everything, Chad, and they see off in the distance, Chad, near the mountains of Corginia, this giant hentai shadows, and they're like, what the hell? And she's like, what is that thing? And fucking Atticus, it's the monster, we must run. And they take cover, Chad, in the Greco-Roman buildings. And, Tulip is like, okay, what the hell's going on? How's it connected to the water? And Atticus is like, it's happened recently in the last few weeks. This shadow creature has arrived. And every time it looks upon our land, it wreaks havoc. The water consumes more of our structures, and it's terrible. Many of our buildings are drowned. And as you know, we are only at the very least 2 feet high. And our legs are too small and cute and derpy to carry the weight of our thick, luxurious bodies, and we will drown. And she's like, that's horrible. And she goes, hey, listen, I got to get to the next train car. And, I'll help you with this shadow creature, but do you know where the next door is? And he goes, yes, it's the impassable door. No corgi of Corginia has been able to open it. It is the greatest puzzle of our land. And Tulip's like, well, if we go there, I'll happily help you defeat the shadow beast. Maybe that's connected to the door. And he goes, perhaps it is two-legged one. And he's like, okay, let's check if the shadow beast is out there. One's like, I'll go check. She's like, wait, let's peek. And he's like, oh no, the shadow beast is gone. She's like, okay, thank God. And she exits the door, and she's, Atticus is like, wait, I will join you on your quest. I must protect my people. I am the leader of Corginia, and I would dishonor myself and my people if I did not assist you in your noble quest to escape and defeat the shadow hentai monster. And Tulip's like, great, here. She opens the door for him, but he's just staying there. He's just like, don't you want to go outside? He's like, maybe I do. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go outside. She's like, do you want to go outside? You want to go outside? He's like, oh, yeah, I want to go outside. So he still acts like a dog, even though he's so regal and like very proud. He still acts like a dog, which I think is fucking adorable. And eventually they get to the riverbank. And, Atticus is like, it is nigh impossible. I am not able to cross. I am too cute and my legs too stubby. But, Tulip Olson, I will allow you to carry me. And she goes, okay, but I must warn you, I don't like to be carried. And it's her, like, in, like, knee-high water carrying Atticus. She's like, let go of me, bitch. She's like, just take it easy. He doesn't like to be held, chat. Eventually they get to the other side. Whole montage of stuff, chat, where 1-1 and Atticus are bonding, having a great time. Tulip's like, Jesus Christ, I just want to leave this place. Like Atticus is rough. Dogs do this all the time. So remember you take like your dog like to a dog park, or you take them for a walk, and they smell something in the grass and they just want to rub themselves in it. It's like some stinky thing, or like a dead animal or a dead bird. It's like, why do dogs do that? Why do they want to mask themselves, lather themselves in the in a dead animal chair or something? I don't understand it. It doesn't make any fucking sense. She's like, okay, that's weird. Eventually they come on top to like the mountain, chat, and they're noticing like weird things, like these sections, like these square panels, chat, like in trees and in the ground itself have been removed, like a ball's been removed. They're like, what the fuck is this? She's like, am I in the Matrix? Is this the Matrix? That's what she's saying. I love it. But they don't understand it. And they see the door up there, and they're like, oh, there's the door. And it's like, it's a bit easy to get to and everything. But then they hear some rustling, chat. They hear some rustling. And right when they hear this rustling, chat, they see, oh no, the hentai shadow beast monsters appear. But they're like, that's a shadow. She's like, what the hell? And she goes over there, chat. So the giant hentai shadow beast monster, it is a shadow, but it's a shadow caused by a little spider, by one of the giant globes that was removed from one of the panels, chat, and apparently it flickers so it illuminates the spider. And she's like, what the hell is that? And she's like, what? And she takes the globe and she takes it. She's like, oh, it's just a little bitty spider, a little bitty spider web. And Atticus goes, wow, and he eats it. And she goes, oh, why? He goes, no, it's musty, I don't like it. But then they notice where the water's coming from, chat, and it's being turned on and shut off, and they're like, what the hell's causing that? And they see off pretty close to them, chat, but in the distance, this giant fucking mechanical hentai monstrosity, chat. It looks like dozens upon dozens of mechanical tentacles, chat, and it's pressing the ground like punching a code, and it opens up and it's taking out these balls, shit, and putting inside its tummy. It's like, what the fuck is that thing? And they're hiding in the bush. They're hiding in this bush, chat, and they see the door. Like the door's in between. The door's in between them and the weird mechanical, hentai monster. And she's like, okay, well, this is odd. How would you able? Maybe we can get to the door. We can plan here because I think it's too dangerous here. Atticus, how do I get to the door? And Atticus is like, this would be your most difficult task yet, Tulip. She's like, I'm ready, Atticus. He goes, okay, but you have anyone to do some notes? She's like, I'll take some notes, please. And she has like a little, because Tulip Olson loves eating raw onions, Chad. She's the little onion eraser. She's like, oh, that's a cool little aesthetic thing. And he's like, okay, first, you must firmly place your hands upon the door handle. And she goes, okay. Next, you must turn the handle. And she goes, okay. And then open it. And she's like, that's it? He's like, hey, it's hard for us. We don't have fucking thumbs. We can't turn it. And she goes, oh my God. And she's like, okay, well, I can do that very easily. We'll be able to escape, but that thing is in the way. And one's like, maybe it's friendly. And he fucking just rolls out and goes, hello. And this thing just turns around, it's like, foremost target identified, and just starts fucking shooting at him, chat, like bullets. Like literal fucking bullets, chat. And fucking Julep's like, oh, and she grabs 1-1, chat, as this thing just lights up half the fucking bush, sets it on fire. And they're like, holy shit, they're just hide behind a rock. And this mechanical hentai monstrosity, chat's just moving around and shit. And, it's coming right at him, chat. It's like, what the fuck, did I just kill something? Did I just kill something? And, it's like analyzing the area, chat, seeing there's any, corporeal forms. And Atticus is like, fuck this, man. I'm doing this for you, I'm doing this for you. Tulip's like, no, one, Atticus, no. And fucking Ernie Hudson, chat, runs out there for Corginia, and he's dodging all the hentai, chat, all the bullets, and he's right up on the monster, chat, on the hentai mechanical Terminator monstrosity. But the thing just fucking hits Atticus with a tentacle, chat, boom, hits the fucking side of of a hill, a mountain, chat, right against the rock face. And Julep is like, no. And 1-1 rolls out there, Chad, trying to dodge the tentacles and everything. And she's running around at this point, trying to get. She sees what the globe, one of the little balls that the hentai monster is pulling out. That's the one that's causing the water to drown Corginia. So she goes over there, Chad, puts the ball back in, which ends the water. So Corginia stops being flooded, thankfully, Chad. And it goes back to normal. Thank you, show, for the 10 biddies. Appreciate that, my friend. But then, chat, the fucking hentai mechanical monstrosity identifies her and just starts trying to stab her, chat. Tries to stab her with hentai. And she's like, oh, and just like got her on the ground. And eventually gets right up in her face and has this white mask over it, chat. And it's like, it looks like a human face, but, it's trying to basically identify yourself. You have 3 seconds to comply, and it's counting down. Thank you, Katie, for the 5 days. 1 is seriously hilarious. 1-1 is the best. And 1-1, speaking of 1-1, 1-1 rolls up and goes, are you my mom? And like hits it in the face, and he goes, wah! And his face like goes up, chat, and you see like the two, it has like these two barrels where the bullets come out, because it was shooting bullets out of its eyes, and it has this, like this weird, just mechanical face. It's like, and eventually Chad just kind of shuts down and it just wanders off. It just shoots up the mountain pass, and it just leaves. It just escapes. And she's like, what the fuck was that? And she goes over the Atticus. And he's fine. He goes over to her, and she just sits down. She's like, and she checks her hand, because she turned off the water, and she's like, oh, I bet my number changed. It didn't change. It's still the same number. And she's like, what the fuck? She's like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. I thought helping would stop this thing. I thought helping would lower my number, and stopping this thing would lower my number, but it doesn't make any sense. Nothing makes sense in here. And she just sits down in frustration, and Atticus just says, he's like, listen, what you did for us was absolutely incredible. Thank you. I know that you're confused about what you're going through right now, and I've never seen someone like you before, and I want to help you. You've proven yourself a loyal ally, a fantastic ally, great ally to Corginia and the Corgi people. We are 399 cute. We're 399 cute. We appreciate you, Tool. And I would bring dishonor upon myself if I did not assist you in your quest to figure out what the fuck is going on here. And he and she's like, oh, thank you, Atticus. He's like, no problem. And he rolls over his back, and he goes, well, this belly's not gonna rub itself. And she's like, okay. And she rubs his belly. He's like, yeah, yeah. And he's very happy. She's like, and she's about to look at her number again. She's like, you know what? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what the number is. And she's like, I'll figure it out as we go and get the conductor. Because then all answers shall be revealed, Chan, when she uncovers who the conductor will be of this train. And she puts her glove back on, chat. She takes 1-1, takes Atticus, goes to the door, and they continue on their quest, chat. And that, my friends, is Infinity Train Episode 3, The Corgi Car. Great episode. Introducing the character of Atticus, chat, a wonderful character in the animated series. Ernie Hudson, again, is a fantastic job. All the voice acting across the board, chat, for this series is so much fun. Everyone does a great job. The writing is impeccable. It's funny as hell. Chat, as I said before, please go to HBO Max and watch this show. The first three, it's an anthology series. I mean, it pays off to watch all the seasons nonetheless. Each episode's about 12 to 13 minutes long, so they're short chat. About 30 episodes in all so far. That's basically like an afternoon spent. But I would say take your time watching this because it's so good. There's so much content packed into each and every single episode. Just wonderful little sight gags in the background, chat. Just like, wow, that's just weird and clever and everything. It's a wonderful show. Highly, highly recommended, chat. Again, thank you to Troy for getting me on it to watch this, chat. Been loving it. James, good review. Thank you. Katie, go watch. Yes, absolutely. Do it now. Sure, there was, Ein was, but yeah, Ein from Calvin Vivo. That's right. Many years in the future, the Infinity Train was still going. Also, third season's fucked up. I was like, Jesus, third season is dark, chat. People die. People die in this first season and the second season, but there's some disturbing deaths in that. I was like, this is a children's show. Carmi Hazel, Juicy Gang. Welcome back, Carmi Hazel. Hope you're doing very well. Good to see you. Hope you're having a very nice Monday evening. But now, my friends, after these reviews, hope you enjoy these reviews, chat. We will move on to some single-player shenanigans, chat. Starting with Cyberpunk 2077. Should be a good time. I'm going to take a quick break, chat. It's going to turn my fan on. Getting a little hot in here. Reviewing all these things with you guys. Or this is a horror series, too. Would you agree with that? It has horror elements. Yeah, there's definitely horror elements in the show. There's some really disturbing things. Body horror. Psychological horror, it has a lot of aspects of thrillers in them. Especially people losing their insanity. Yeah, no question about it. It's a great show. Man, I don't want to spoil, but yeah, no, we're gonna wait. We'll get to there eventually. It's very good. Masuka the 17 Biddies. What do you think about the John character with the long PP Corey man? I mean, you can hear my opinion on the Sunday service. It's just so, I'm not even offended by it. It's just so weird. I would never show my children that. Like if I had kids or, they're like, 5 or 6, I was like, let's watch the penis show. It's like, no, obviously not. But it's thoroughly bizarre. One of Cartoon Network's best show. Yep. And now it's on HBO Max. They have not greenlit a season 4, though, chat, so hopefully that will happen sometime in the near future. I desire it, chat. World, did you pick to play in Cyberpunk? Nomad, Daddy. I've been really liking Daddy. Daddy plays hard. Oh, I'm sure you do. No, I've been playing the Nomad. Really like that, the choice I made. It's been cool. But yeah, please bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and turn my fan on and have some water. Stick around.